And then I feel like that I have somewhat personal guilt um, about not being fully available to my youngest daughter, Sophia.
Mm-hmm.
And Sophia loves me and is happy either way. She's happy. I mean, she loves to see me. We spend the most time. I mean, all the others, they like, they love me also, but they're older, so they really, I mean, they're completely at a different stage in their own
Mm-hmm.
personal life. But Sophia really enjoys spending every day with me. Like if I go back up to visit, she'll cancel all of her friends, commitments and spend the whole time with me all day.
Mm-hmm.
Where the other ones will just be like, if they have time, they'll bop in and have dinner with me or something. So, so I think it's something that I'm like creating in my own mind that I have to get over about this, like this attachment to guilt that probably
Mm-hmm.
doesn't exist because it probably only
Okay,
exists one way.
let me ask you this question. Which Jason,
Yeah.
the one in Miami or the one in Ohio, can bring most value to his daughter? Like if you, okay, close your eyes and
Yeah.
think about like another year committing to Miami, who you might become, or maybe the filming, maybe the restaurants, maybe some other opportunities pop up or something, this or that, and that Jason, or think about the Jason if you move to Ohio. Who are you gonna be? Who are you gonna become? How are you gonna be? So just spend let's do 2 minutes
All
in
right.
a silence and think about the Miami version from now a year on, and then I'm gonna tell you when it's the minute, and then we'll go to the other one.
I don't need the 2 minutes. I got
Really?
it. So yeah,
Really?
it's so okay. So this indecision uh, has been the energy. You were right on. The indecision has been the energy that has somewhat been blocking the or flowing over and causing maybe indecision with the people the businesses that I come into contact with. But if I unleash my full potential here in Florida, in my creative ability and my networking and develop friends, I truly will be unlimited. And to have that growth spiritually, career, relationships, and to create this vortex of love and abundance in all areas of my life, I can do that if I simply just like rip the Band-Aid off. You know what I mean? Like rip off this block. I can rip it off, and then I can wake up every morning and do that. And I feel to have that energy will actually affect my daughter Sophia in a very positive way, because if I would go back to Ohio, I would be very stagnant in what I would just be. I would be there, but I still don't have, custody of her. So I would still only see her half the time. And right now I fly back and I see her like, I see her for quite a bit. Like, last month I saw him 3 times, 3 different times for several days at a time. So, and she loves me, but when I'm gone, she misses me, but same. And I think that's okay, because I mean, you don't want anybody to get sick of you, tired of you. But so I feel I feel that if I create this energy and she's able to come down and get something totally different from what she's getting
Mm-hmm.
at her home, and come down, because she feels lots of love. I've talked to her about this several times, and like my older three daughters actually like that I live in Florida, because if they come down to visit, they have, it's fun for them. Um,
Exactly.
and and then when they come visit, they do have like the whole, um, they have my attention and I have their
Mm-hmm.
attention. I mean, they're not bopping off to
Mm-hmm.
friends' places and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And um, and so I think I just need to remove that energetic block and really start
What do
putting
you
more
think the
energy in here.
energetic block is? The one that you feel guilty that you're not with your children so often?
Um,
Or
I think that's where like the seed is,
mm-hmm.
and then the energy just stems up to kind of making the energy a little
Mm-hmm.
bit confused.
Let's
So which,
do you want to work with it? Because I have really good questions for this.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
So I just need to take one of I'm like
No, that's fine.
one of my journals, and I have like 10 journals in a pile, and I'm thinking which pile is it on?
Yeah, that's
But
right.
write down the statement. So I feel it if it's sort of true, and that's fine. If like, I feel guilty that I don't spend enough time with my kids, because I feel that's what you're trying to say here. And I'll grab the journal.
Okay, okay.
Okay, you got it. Do you feel that's right? That's kind of correct? I mean, you might
I mean,
formulate
that's
in different ways,
yeah,
and it might sound quite harsh or something, but it's just like
yeah.
when
Yeah, I feel that is, I kind of
it,
know that it's not true
well,
spiritually
you don't,
but
yeah,
yeah,
you don't have to justify. It's just like, I mean,
but
I
that
was
is,
more.
yeah, but that is the feeling. Yeah.
Okay, so now go for. I'll again close your eyes, and I'll just ask the question. You don't have to answer, but you can afterwards just write it down. Who was the one who told you so when it happened? Like, try to think of, it might not even be the situation with you and your kids. It might be a situation when you were a kid, and so you heard someone saying it, oh my gosh, like, you're not good enough as a parent or
Oh
something.
yeah, I know.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. That was,
Yeah. Got it.
yeah, yeah. Um, right.
So think about who said that.
Yeah,
and
my
and
mom
also
said that.
hmm
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also think about in what state of, okay, you can call it vibration, or like, was it like really when she said that she was in her greatest ability to convey the most
Oh yeah.
appreciation? She might have been like super angry at something, or like, what was the situation?
It was, what, this is making sense. So the words and the thought came from my mom, but it's because of her guilt. Because when, so when I was like, just turned 16, my sister was 12. My dad passed away, and she spent like the next, at least 2 years, maybe more, but around 2 years, like very absent, like dating, off doing her thing, doing like, to the point where it was like almost 100% that my sister and I were were left alone, like almost
Mhm.
100% of the time. Like I felt like I actually like kind of raised my sister during that time. But then I went off to college when I was um, 18. So, but this makes lots of sense because the words and the thoughts are coming from my mom, but the reason why she's doing that, I think, is because of her own guilt for her
Mhm.
actions.
Yeah, and
But
we don't need to justify that, but just like
yeah,
understanding that, oh my gosh, she said that, but it was a really bad day or situation or something. Like it's not that she
yeah,
said that because it was super true. It's not like
yeah,
it's just it was more like a situation, right?
right.
And then now ask yourself a question, and also in journaling answer, like what did it mean to me? Like when she said those words, what did it really mean to me? Because if someone says, like, Monta, you're ugly, um, when I was a kid, that meant like, oh my gosh, you don't love me. Like like this, you said
Yeah,
like you're
yeah,
ugly because I don't know, you have something on your face and just go and wash it. But for me, maybe the understanding was, oh my gosh, this person doesn't love me. And so
right,
whenever
right.
the next person tells me, Monta, you're ugly, oh my gosh, they don't love me. Yeah,
Yeah,
because first time you take that belief. So think now, like, also you can close your
yeah,
eyes and just feel again. It's like, okay, that was that situation. She told me that, and I felt like that was the meaning I attached to these words.
got it.
Okay. Um, you found the meaning, yeah.
Yeah, I feel really good. So as I was journaling, so um, so the guilt stems from my mom, and she planted that seed because of her guilt. And my realization was my relationship is much different with my kids than my mom
Mm-hmm.
is with mine. And my relationship is actually great. It's great with my kids, no
Mm-hmm.
matter where I'm at. Um, and
We'll go a little bit deeper,
she,
and you'll find more
yeah,
of this because we'll go to the
yeah,
like kind of like the nice,
yeah,
shiny, and bright outcome. So think about how has this belief negatively affected your life. So this like, oh, like try to really find like what are the pain points. You see like not making a decision can like that's totally one because I can like we talked about it. So you have difficulty
yeah,
to making decision. You always maybe feel like living in one place but then wanting to go another, so you're not very grounded in one place because you're kind of like in between Ohio and another place. Yeah. So think
yeah,
about
yeah,
other, and that's not, these are not bad things. It's just like realizing, oh my gosh, like because I had this belief, um, I was blocked, or I felt frozen. I wasn't able to move or to make this decision on that couple of things. If you write like five, how has it negatively affected your life, and then we'll go through the next ones, and then we can
um,
The next one will be more fun.
Um, let's- um, okay, I have my
Sure.
negatives.
You want to share something, just a little bit?
Yeah, so some of the negatives, like feeling I should always be somewhere other than where I am is one. Um, a lack of clarity, feeling that I'm being selfish, feeling that I'm not giving enough, and not being able to take the next step to progress myself here in several areas of my life. Uh,
Okay, so the fun one, like,
okay.
if you remove this belief now, like you now understand there's this, where you got it from, like it's history, we looked at that, we looked how it negatively affected you, and if you just remove it, like from today, it's gone. You don't feel guilty about not spending too much time. You feel that you bring value, that you're worthy, that it's okay to be selfish, and all those, like what would happen, like think about at least 10 things. You can even write like, okay, I don't know, I would go and live in Hawaii or just something like I'll fly to the moon. Yeah, but
Yeah.
write those, like the possibilities.
That was nice.
That feels more like possibility, huh?
Yeah.
Share some.
So the possibilities, what would happen if I removed the negative blocks. I could create a successful company. I
Mm-hmm.
could create financial abundance. I could create a group of friends. I could learn new ideas and skills. I could network and expand my mind. I could create a loving vortex. I could provide opportunities for others, meaning other people, um, other businesses. I could have employees that I provide opportunities to. Um, I would have abundance to buy nice things and be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great place for family and friends to visit, and just create this loving vortex of unlimited and unlimitedness in all areas of my life. And I actually feel that. I feel
Mm-hmm.
that. I feel that I'm ready to do that.
Can you
I really
commit?
feel.
Can you commit to that?
I think I can commit to that because that
I
looks like a
think.
fun thing to commit to. I can commit to that. I can definitely
I
commit to that.
was the correct tense. I commit to that, right?
I commit
Because
to that.
I
I'm
commit to
gonna
that.
write that. I'm gonna write that
Mm-hmm.
down.
We'll have to. You write that down. That's an extra because I knew that you were
Okay.
ready to commit. This is, when you do the sales funnel, this is like, oh my gosh, you committed before my sale, like the sales pitch.
Right.
Oh, but these are bonuses, okay? So
Yeah. Yeah.
so to like really seal the commitment. So again, gently close your eyes and um, think about how this, whatever we wrote down first, this feeling a little bit guilty that you don't see your kids enough, and all the things that you saw, like the negatively affecting your life. How can you say thank you to this belief? And how did it make you to who you are today? So it might be something like, because you felt guilty, you actually spend more time with your kids than you normally would, or maybe there are other things. So again, like a minute or two, think about how you can be appreciative and thankful and grateful to this, that you believed in this, that it was there um, to kind of protect you. And you can even think about some specific moments that you did something because you're like, oh my gosh, I feel guilty. That's why you made the dinner a little bit nicer or the visit a little bit longer. There were probably really, really nice things that you have done. And now write them down. So go to the journal, write them down. And like, really, I appreciate that I had this belief because um, I learned so much about something, or I appreciated I spent time with.
Um, I'm thankful for this belief because it did make me work hard to create a loving bond, even in my physical absence.
Mm-hmm.
So and I do have that. I have that bond with every one of my daughters. And I think that's super important because when they're adults and as they keep going, I mean, it's not very realistic that we're all going to live in the same small town and spend 3 4 5 nights a week together. So I think that by creating this bond without my physical presence there is actually a very healthy
Mm-hmm.
thing going forward into the future. So
Exactly.
I'm thankful for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I feel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
So
you can think about it more whenever you have some time to journal, and then just write down these. When else actually, like the homework kind of task, or whenever you feel this, like, oh my gosh, I feel guilty that I'm not with my daughters. You're like, wait, this this thing, what did it teach me? Who did I become? Because I used to feel like that. Already tell yourself, like, I used to feel
yeah.
guilty. But then I understood that this had made me such a great father, even though I was living in a different place and not so often with them. I was trying to make it up in different ways, and that's why I have so much of fathering skills.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
exactly, because
yeah, yeah,
so trying
yeah,
to find that, because with appreciation, it just like it
yeah,
dissolves, like it's gonna kick in as an old pattern thinking, but then your job
yeah,
is to bring that, okay, conscious awareness. Okay, thank you, you were there to protect me. Now sit in the back seat, I'm gonna drive with my new belief.
yeah.
Those are we're gonna formulate in a second as well. So you still writing down something? Yeah.
I just wrote down, I'm going to drive with my new belief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alrighty,
So,
then close your eyes and just enjoy the last part of meditation, and maybe afterwards also, if there's something you want to write down. I'm very unique as a father, with the knowledge that I have, with everything that I've gathered from being around the world a lot, being around different places, different people, and what I used to call being selfish. That was actually my way of growing and showing to my children how people can develop, how people can grow, who they can also become at some point in the future. Maybe they liked some of my characteristics, maybe they didn't, but they saw the possibility. The same about the places where I lived or that I traveled, they saw that through me. And then just continue that meditation for yourself, with telling yourself that you are unique as a father, and whatever comes to you, just appreciating and accepting it and allowing that to come to you. Got it?
yep.
How does it feel?
Good, good. So, I am unique as a father. I have shown my kids uh, potential in difficult times.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they see the growth in me. They see my growth in me. I inspire them,
Mm-hmm.
and I am grateful for every experience that has led me to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, and I have examples that came into my mind every time I wrote one of those statements that
Mm-hmm.
I know them to be true. So yeah, it feels good. Feels good.
Nice. So you're ready to commit?
I am ready to commit. Yes. Yes.
So think about really is that, the other people and whatever is happening around us is just a mirror. You know
Yeah.
that really well, but this is just a reminder. And if you feel that, oh, it's like someone is not committing to me in a business, like, hey, where am I not committing to myself?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And see if this is something that you were thinking, maybe tomorrow, like you commit to stay in Miami for another year, and all the things that you were kind of thinking that they're falling or flaky, they'll
Yeah.
align. Or another
Yeah.
thing is maybe they're just a little part of the journey.
Right.
one
Exactly.
one person telling you like, oh, I want you to do video, inspires you to become better at that, and maybe it's actually
Right.
the next person who's gonna buy your video for their business. So also like
Right. 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 Right.
mm.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
Thank
that was a
you.
very, very good. Yeah, very, very good today. Where are you at? You're not at home.
I'm just
You're
with
at
a
home.
with a
Oh,
with a
uh,
different with a
yeah,
different
different view.
background.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, different background.
Yeah,
Like a,
because it's
yeah.
getting really, really dark now, so I have
Oh,
to
yeah.
like get the best lights or something, because it's dark
Yeah.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was beautiful today. Thank you very much.
Mm.